went pitch black in my house. The power went out and I have no idea why, but it was literally, I couldn't see a thing. I was like trying to feel the screen. So what I was sharing about is part one of my 2-part training, which starts tomorrow for Team of One. And Team of One is all about getting the support you need, not wasting any more time with hiring the wrong people for the wrong jobs. And there's actually a science to it. There's actually a formula that you can follow to get the support that you're looking for. Whether you're running a practice or you're an office manager or you're the spouse of somebody running a practice, join me tomorrow. So the way that you can join me is you'll see a link below and you want to join the Facebook group for Staffless Practice. And if you didn't hear my spiel that I just shared about 5 minutes ago, I've been in practice for a long, long time now. And hands down, the hardest thing about being in practice and running my own company, now running 2 companies, is trying to manage people and trying to make sure that everybody's got what they need without your time and energy, A, being wasted, or B, being in the mix where it really doesn't need it to be or shouldn't need to be. And there's a fine line between micromanaging and keeping an eye on what your team is doing. And it's all about setting expectations and asking for what you need. So this is like the mature big girl version of my practice experience, because God only knows that I have fallen down over and over and over, hiring really wonderful, brilliant people, but people who just shouldn't have been in the job that they were in because it wasn't a fit. And I think where we need to start is figuring out what's the job that we need to fill. Why is that the job that we need to fill? And then how do we get the right person in that position? And then once they're in the right position, what do you do? How do you support them? How do you facilitate them? How do you set up expectations and consequences? So I get the irony that I run an academy called Staffless Practice Academy, but here's what I have done. I figured out what I really suck at, right? And what I really suck at is managing people. And then I figured out a solution for it, because I'm a self-proclaimed expert mistake maker and solution creator. I make mistakes all the time. I'm constantly making mistakes. I'm constantly saying I'm sorry for screwing up, but I learn lessons really, really well. And when I learn the lesson, usually it goes deep enough into my thick skull that I know not to do it again, or that I know to do it differently next time. And I think that part of it is just, having the grace and the humility to know I don't know what I'm doing. And the more I know, the less I know. And I know that all of the masters in their craft, whether you are a chiropractor, a PT, an OT, whatever it is that you're doing, you guys can definitely speak to this. The more we know, the less we know. And as I get into my mature years in practice, I need more support. I need a virtual assistant to come in and check my people out in a HIPAA compliant way. I need to make sure that the school that I run for Staffless Practice Academy, that my people have a ridiculously awesome accountability program, and that I have a coach on my team who will not sleep at night if his job isn't done right? These are the things that we reach for, and putting, again, the right people in the right place. Some of it is intuition. I used to hire people because I liked them, because I liked their vibe. It wasn't about their skill. It wasn't about a cultural understanding. It was that I simply liked their vibe, right? And now I like their vibe and this and that. And that's what we're going to go in tomorrow. So I'm going live tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you're one of my students, you're actually going to get the content for Team of One inside of Staffless Practice Academy. If you're one of the members of our big group, our Facebook group for Staffless Practice, you're going to learn how to start thinking about it and what the concepts are behind Team of One. The first part is how to figure out when you need to hire, and once you do need to hire, how to match the right person in the right job. And then part 2 is next Thursday, and we're going to go into how to train, how to facilitate, and how to really beautifully support your team members with a training that I created called 5 Freedoms. So there's so much coming at you. This is completely free for you guys. Why do I do it? If you see my personal Facebook profile, this is my why, you guys. They're one of my favorite clients sent me a text today. This was today. And as soon as I got it, I said, Jen, can I share this with the world? And she said, go for it, right? And she sent me a text. She just got back from not feeling well. She was her first day back in the office. She saw like 50 people and she worked half of the amount of time that she usually works. And she left 5 minutes after her last patient. That's what we want to see. And all of her notes were done. Everybody was checked out. The phone, which usually would have rung off the hook, it was dealt with. Everything was dealt with because she followed my lead. So if you follow my lead, I'm going to get you to needing 3 hours of admin per 60 people that you see. That's my promise to you. And if you follow my lead and you don't get there, I'm going to make sure that you do. I'm going to work with you until you do. So it's really exciting. Tomorrow is the debut, the big opening of Team of One, which is my 5th book. If you haven't checked out my books yet, they're all out there on Amazon. Just search my name, Jody Dinnerman, right? And this is book number 5. And book number 5 is all about having the right support. Knowing when you need the support. Once you know that you need it, how do you find the right person for that support? What do you say in an ad on Indeed? You guys, I had to study this. I had to study what to do with Indeed. I had to study what to do with Facebook job posts. I didn't know what to do, and this is all brand new. And I'm telling you right now, I have got a rock solid team. I love the people who are on my team. Every time I pay them, I have a little party inside, and there have been many, many years, many payroll processes that I just have a pit in my stomach because I just felt like the money was not being used to the best of its ability. So now payday comes along and I send my team members texts and I'm like, I love paying you guys. I love what you do for the company of Staffless Practice and soon to be, giving you guys more support too. So really good stuff coming tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this on Thursday, meet us in the Facebook group. The link is below this video. Get in, go to the events tab and make sure you grab a seat for tomorrow, 1 p.m. And then next Thursday is the part 2. There's a part 1 and a part 2 because there's a lot I'm going to throw you away. Here's my fair warning to you. Make sure that this is not the kind of training you want to watch while you're driving. It's not the kind of training you want to watch while you're doing 50 other things. This is a pen to paper experience because I'm going to stretch you a little bit and it's worth writing stuff down, screenshotting. You guys can have all of the stuff that I'm giving out. And again, if you're one of my students, you're going to get the actual content. Tomorrow I give you the part 1 content. Next week I give you the part 2 content. And tomorrow we focus on how do you know when it's time to hire? And when it is time to hire, how do you create the right person for that role? And then next week, how to support that person with the 5 Freedoms training. Cool? Whew. I'm totally psyched to spend this time with you tomorrow. So I'll see you inside of the Facebook group. Let me know if you have any questions.